Hey everybody, this is Drew Dinkmeyer, aka Dinkpiece. I'm one of the DraftKings pros, and I'm here today to bring you my top 5 quarterbacks for the 2015 NFL season. These are my top 5 fantasy quarterbacks, so let's start with number 5. This might be a little bit of a hot take, but Tony Romo is going to crack my top 5. Ranked 22nd in the NFL last year in dropbacks. I expect the volume to be back with DeMarco Murray out of the picture. Less reliable running game means more passing attempts for Romo. Also means more opportunities around the red zone for Dez Bryant, one of the best touchdown converters in the league. I think Romo's passing stats take a big tick forward. Top 5 fantasy quarterback season coming from Tony Romo. Number 4, go to New Orleans, Drew Brees. People are going to be concerned about the loss of Jimmy Graham this year. I'm not concerned. Athletic backup tight end Josh Hill will fill that void, and he finally gets that safety net running back in the passing game that he missed last year without Darren Sproles. CJ Spiller is going to make a big impact in the passing game. I think Drew Brees is still going to be a top 5 fantasy quarterback heading into this 2015 season. Number 3 on my list is Russell Wilson from Seattle. He finished number 3 last year in fantasy points at the quarterback position. He's not going to replicate the 850 rushing yards or the 6 rushing touchdowns, but the presence of Jimmy Graham in his offense will allow for more pass play calling around the goal line. That's going to lead to more passing touchdowns for Russell Wilson, and I think it'll mitigate some of that loss in rushing total. He probably won't put up the same overall totals, but I still think he'll be the number 3 overall fantasy quarterback. Number 2 on my list is Aaron Rodgers. He's the number 1 quarterback in all of football, but in fantasy football, he's number 2. They play in so many blowouts in the second half, and he just doesn't get as much volume and as many dropbacks as my number 1 fantasy quarterback. Rodgers is still the best in the game. Jordy Nelson's back. Randall Cobb's back. They brought the whole gang back, added some new pieces. They're going to be great offensively, and Aaron Rodgers is going to lead the way. He's my number 2 fantasy quarterback heading into this 2015 season. Number 1 overall for me is Andrew Luck in Indianapolis. He gets that soft schedule in the AFC South, Tennessee and Jacksonville 4 times a year, easy defenses to pad stats against, has the running component that he makes way in the end zone, gets some bonuses there, and also has more weapons this year than he's ever had before. They didn't invest in the defense in the draft. They invested more offensively. I think they're going to be in a lot of shootouts again. Andrew Luck, a lot of volume, still remains the number 1 fantasy quarterback for me. So those are my top 5 fantasy quarterbacks here on DKTV. I want to get your top 5 fantasy quarterbacks heading into the 2015 season. Drop them in the comments. Drop us in notes on Twitter. Hashtag it DKTV with your top 5 quarterbacks for this upcoming season.